Hello, everyone. Let's see if Josh is ready. He is. Okay. All right, great. Connected. Hey,
Hey, everybody.
how's it going?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Oh, just dandy. Welcome to the
I'm,
attic.
did somebody say beard oil?
Yeah, do you have good recommendations?
You know, when I first grew out the beard for Pierre and Natasha Pierre in the Great Comet of 1812, and I had never grown facial hair before in my life. I'd always kind of, been clean shaven. And certainly like when I first started in the business, they wanted me to be like, the boy wonder with the big, baritone voice. So I had to keep that punim shaved. And then I finally grew it out for Great Comet. And I was like, I look like my voice for the first time in my career. I'm going to keep it. And so I tried all different kinds of things. The oil gets a little oily.
Yeah.
I have found I find that I start feeling like a little grody with the oil in.
Yeah.
So I found that like the first thing I love is like a beard wash. I don't know if Pete is doing the wash, but you got it. It's not that you can't just use normal facial soap on your beard. You need to wash it like it's shampoo, but it's its own beard thing. So I've got like a Kiehl's or whatever, like Jack's or something. I've got a beard wash. So that does half of it for you.
Okay, well, if anyone has good suggestions for beard wash, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. But I've got like a putty, like a little putty that I put in.
Wow. In college, I had to grow a beard for a show, and I can't grow facial hair beyond like 2 days.
I was gonna ask you. You've got a bit of a baby face. So my brother has a baby face, and he's now decided through the quarantine that he's growing it out. It actually looks really good. You should give it a shot. You and Pete should do it together.
I tried. I think I got to about like day 5 or 6, and it really hits a peak, and then it just looks terrible. It's not like one of those peaks that you can come back from, like, oh, let's give it another week. It's like all neck. It's pretty great. And
you got a neck beard?
We don't need that. In college, I had to grow this beard for a show, and like a few weeks into it, the director was like, you can stop. That's pretty good.
Yeah, my beard was quite controversial among my fan base, I have to say. That really kind of divided them in half.
Yeah, isn't it fun to watch your fan base comment on your appearance?
Always.
They've
been doing it since day one. Everything I do is for them.
And I appreciate you taking time to chat with us.
No,
today.
Thanks for inviting me.
It was great to get to know you on the trail. And I know we met at the Hadestown premiere.
We did.
And a few people submitted questions asking about the red carpet photos. Do you remember walking the red carpet together?
Absolutely, I do. No, 9.5 times out of 10, red carpets are a stress. They're just something you kind of have to do. You got to kind of grip and grin. And no, it was just that was a really first of all, it starts at the top. So anytime Rachel Chavkin and that whole creative team has a premiere, has a red carpet, there's going to be awesome people there. That it's going to be like a friendly and lovely environment and not feel, show busy, because that's the way Rachel is. And it's just that cast is incredible. So we bumped into you and a couple mutual friends, and Pete had just announced, like a couple of days prior. And so we were like, super stoked to say hi. And then we wound up getting herded into a group picture.
Yeah, I
just
remember
the three of us.
I was just like hanging out at the end of the red carpet, because in order to like get in, they were like, we have to walk the red carpet, and I never walked a red carpet in my life.
That was your first red carpet?
Yeah, and I kept saying like,
you nailed
maybe
it.
Maybe in a minute, and then I remember you tapped me on my shoulder, and I turned around. And you're like, we can do this together, and I was like,
I got your back.
You got it, Josh.
Literally, I got your back.
You literally did. Yeah, that was so.
You looked a little stranded, I have to say.
Oh my God.
I'm glad to know that was your first. You didn't have handlers at that point, did you? You didn't have anybody to.
I did, but they
say,
were like, "We're not walking the
right
red
this way.
carpet
We
with
need
you."
to take you inside right away. The bird
Yeah.
has left the nest. The goose has left the carpet.
Right, exactly. That was my name, the Goose.
Goose.
And everything was there.
You dropped the just like Facebook.
Yeah, they were literally just like, "Okay, we'll walk the red carpet. We'll meet you on the other side." That was really fun. But and then we connected and we talked about arts education. And I believe you went to Interlochen Arts Academy, right?
I did. I went to the camp. I went to the arts camp. I would have gone to the academy. I was very, very lucky, and I know we definitely clicked on the arts education and your time as an educator, and certainly it's an interesting time right now for educators. It's a daunting and heroic time for educators right now, and a really difficult time for students who all deserve better than what's happening right now. But it's all we can do. But the arts, there's no time like right now to fully understand how the arts brings us together and what a universal language it can be through diversity, through divisiveness, and certainly through anxiety and through fear. The way the arts community has come together through this to help raise awareness, to help raise funds, and to help just calm nerves, I think, because psychologically the impact of what's going on right now is really taking its toll. But yeah, I was lucky that I was able to go to the camp for Interlochen, and then I had the Los Angeles County High School for the Arts, which was an amazing public arts program here in Los Angeles. So I got the double whammy. Like, I was just an arts ed kid, and I was one of the lucky ones. Like, I was very lucky that I got to do that, which is why it's so important that for those of us that have had that opportunity, we pay it back, and we make sure that we get the opportunity to make sure other people have those chances. So we talked about my arts foundation. I have a farts foundation too. Has not gotten nearly as much recognition.
Love that, though.
My dog is the only person who joins me for duets. But my arts foundation is called Find Your Light, and it's a wonderful place, especially now to make sure these programs are staying afloat. I mean, the arts community is just being ravaged right now, and give generously to the Actors Fund and places like that, because it's hurting.
Well, I'm grateful that you're gonna share a song with us later, and I appreciate how artists are finding a way to spread some joy right now. And even though we have to be isolated at home, we can still come together through the internet, through Instagram Live, and share some of that joy.
I totally agree. It's made the world feel super big again. I think that the world had felt really small. I mean, we can just get on a plane, go anywhere we want. We can just drive for an hour and go visit our relatives upstate. This has suddenly made everybody feel really, really far away from each other. Those that people know and those that people love and care about, and and so it's important. I think I've never been a huge social media person, to be fair. Like, I kind of took a step back from Twitter.
That's a good thing, really.
This is my first split screen Instagram Live.
What?
So I helped you on your first red carpet, and you've helped shepherd me in to Instagram split screen conversationalism.
Red carpets and Instagram Lives.
It all comes back around.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think I showed you this when we chatted last summer, but I saw you in Pierre and in the Great Comet. And
yes.
Do you remember the photo I showed you on my birthday?
I do remember it. Yeah.
So yeah. I for everyone out there, I went to see the Great Comet like the week of my birthday or whatever, and I went to stage door to meet you, and this girl in front of me was like, "It's my birthday," and I was like, "Well, it's my birthday too," but I said it like 20 seconds too late, and you looked at me and you're like, "Okay, happy birthday," but I still have the playbill. But I loved the show. You were phenomenal in the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
A lot of folks are wondering if it's ever going to be adapted into film.
Oh. It sure would be an amazing
role in a film role.
Oh, I would. Are you kidding? I would don the padded suit anytime for that. I really, I do think it's a real a really beautiful, ingenious piece of work. We were, I mean, we were, I got to say, the trifecta, the sandwich of us on Broadway. We had the wall space. We were shared. We were in between Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen. Like that block of shows was just like changing Broadway for the better. I mean, it was doing so much to bring Broadway into the future, and I felt very honored to make my Broadway debut in a show that was so challenging, both myself and at times to the viewer. It invited people to literally be not just observers, but to be part of the show, and also to kind of bounce back and forth between lots of different genres, lots of different themes. And so yeah, I know I would love to do a film version. That's for sure up to Dave Malloy and whoever owns the rights to the show right now. I hope it's Dave. But yeah, it would be a niche. It would be a real fun, maybe an art house. I would have Terry Gilliam direct it, and I would do it like in kind of along the line of like Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Like I would have it be super fantastical. For those of you who haven't seen Terry Gilliam's The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, it's insane and culty and awesome. And yeah, that's how I think it should be done.
Do you have any plans to return to Broadway anytime soon?
I have tentative, like I have, I have a time frame that I would like. I'm looking at, because it's a long runway for me, because I don't ever want to just pop in and pop out for 3 months. Like I felt very spoiled by the fact that I got to spend almost a year with the same family, performing for multiple different audiences throughout, really giving it time to grow. And so I would want to give it that time again. And with rehearsals and everything else, it takes a while. So I'm making a new album now. Then I have to tour that album. And then after that, I would like to go back. I would like to go back 2022, beginning of 2022, nice. 2023. We'll see. I mean, it's got to be the right thing. And we got to build Broadway back, after this. Yeah. This is we got to do everything we can to make sure that the environment and the community is back to thriving as fast as possible. And so no, I would really be happy to take off the me hat and put on a whatever hat in a couple of years.
Well,
would great, you? So. What's your dream role? Because I know you're a fan. I know you're a fan of Broadway, but did you? I don't know if I know this. Did you ever do like high school theater? Were you singing? Were you acting in school? Doing all that stuff?
Well, you were never singing. You don't want me to sing.
I mean,
but
come on.
There was a I think it was maybe Into the Woods or something in college, and the music director was so adamant that I audition, and I hate singing. I can't carry a tune. And she brought me into her office and she's like, I swear you can sing. And I had like a full on like anxiety attack in her office because I hate singing so much. And she gave me some sheet music from like Avenue Q. She's like, just come perform this song, like audition for the show. And I didn't even go to auditions because I hate singing so much.
Well, auditions are hard. Auditions, it's a whole other skill, auditioning. I'm a bad auditioner. I
want to go up next to like the
great when it matters. I'm a terrible auditioner.
Yeah, well, but I did love performing. I think one of the last shows I did in college was Angels in America, and that was incredible.
Wow. So Into the Woods, Avenue Q, and Angels in America were the shows. What college did you go to?
No, I think she wanted me to audition for Into the Woods using a piece from Avenue Q. But I never went. Yeah, it was like I'm not wearing underwear today. You know that song? Like,
nice,
literally just come in and sing for 10.
At least it wasn't Internet is for porn. It could have been worse. Yeah.
Yeah. But
good. Well, that's cool. That sounds like a very forward-thinking teacher you had.
Yeah, she was pretty cool. But I just can't sing. So I would love to get back into performing someday. I tried, I did improv comedy in Chicago when I was living there, just because I was just bartending at this comedy club. And then they gave me free improv classes for working there, and I really liked it. And I don't know
amazing.
Do you follow Meg Stalter on Twitter? If anybody else follows her, I used to do improv with her, and now she's like blowing up in New York, and I love it. She's amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
I will have to stalk Twitter. I've been off of Twitter now for a little while, so I have to
just go in for that, and then
I would go in just for that. Every so often, I'll find like a little thing to just like go back and bring me back. but no, it's just Instagram Live and Animal Crossing for me now are my two ways of connecting with people virtually. My people and my animals are really,
Oh, how's
it's
your
all I
dog?
have now. But improv is so, I mean, somebody just wrote Gem PPA Fell just wrote, improv is life-giving. I actually totally agree. Improv taught me so much when I was younger. I was very, very lucky to be to be one of the youngest people in the class of. I went to did some Second City training when I was a kid. Did some kids training at Second City. Then I did some training in high school at the LA Connection Comedy Theater in the Valley. I think they have my face on the wall, which is very confusing to people who drive by. Like, oh, there's that improv comedian, Josh Groban. Yes, improv's very own Josh Groban. But it was great because it got me out of my shell. Like, for somebody who's like an overthinker and definitely was very anxious growing up in school, and we talk about this a lot with a lot of the arts programs that we support with Find Your Light, that the arts and improv is included in this is a tool to bring people out of their own shells and to help them communicate in ways that they would otherwise overthink themselves into not ever choosing to do. And so improv did that for me. That's when I realized like I could just like let loose and be weird and have fun and say yes to things. And so yeah, no, that was awesome. So improv, that's good. All right, well, we'll have to start
on the campaign trail. People used to ask me, especially journalists, they would ask me, like, what prepared you for this moment, or how do you feel like you can, step into this world coming out of the education world? And I would tell them it was my training in improv and training in theater. It allowed me to be comfortable taking on new roles and expecting the unexpected and adapting to different situations. And oftentimes it was met with laughter. And I feel like we still are up against this wall where people really don't value arts education and really understand the life skills that come out of arts education as well. And that's why I continuously pushed for it on the campaign trail, talking about making it a national platform from the White House, because I really do think there are just tremendous life skills that come out of it as well.
I couldn't agree more. We need to, in the coming years, we need to rehumanize. And I think that the new generation has an opportunity to do that. We have an education system that is failing our kids on the regular, and we have teachers that are heroic and doing all that they can while budgets are getting cut right and left. And we have found that the arts, when infused into those programs, are making it easier for everybody. It's giving the teacher a better and stronger tool to reach these kids. It's giving the kids more confidence to raise their hand and be future leaders and to be more engaged in other subjects like math and science and English. It changes their home life. Like, I know this is not something that's talked about a whole lot, but especially in some of the inner cities that we've been lucky enough to team up with programs like Turnaround Arts, which was Michelle Obama's initiative, in places like the South Side of Chicago, where we worked a lot with the Chalmers School of Excellence there. Sometimes those parents, they would come to see a performance of their kids and their minds were blown. They were absolutely floored. And to have something for them to support, be able to have them, come to the show, support them, have something to talk about at home, see their kids lit up and engaged. It changes everything from the top down. And so, no, I couldn't agree more. We still have a lot more to do to make it not just kind of drum circles and macaroni pictures to people. It could quite literally save how we all think and feel and communicate in the world.
Well, I'm deeply grateful for your foundation as well. I'm so glad. I know we're running out of time, and we want to get to your song, but I'm just
glad we got to the beard tips, because really there's nothing more important to me right now than
business up front. I've been asking everybody what you're watching, reading, and or making.
Okay, let's see. I am reading a book right now by Bob Roth about transcendental meditation. I've been getting into transcendental meditation. It's really been very, very helpful for me. I was doing it through Great Comet, and then I kind of stopped for a little while. And over the last year, I've started to pick it up again. It's a great brain reset. It's a great kind of relaxer for me, and especially during these times, it's great. So it's called Strength and Stillness by Bob Roth. It's a really, really great book. I've been listening to, I found that like world music, we talk about the world feeling really big all of a sudden. Like I have been really excited by going on a Spotify journey to just like find new sounds, new writers and artists from around the world. I've just been kind of going on a global trek. The latest album I've been listening to is I forgot the title of it, but it's Bela Fleck, who's an incredible banjo player.
Right.
Incredible Bela Fleck. If you haven't heard him, listen to Bela Fleck and the Flecktones and his solo work as well. He did an African album where he collaborated with all different kinds of artists all throughout the continent, and it's really, really beautiful. I posted the picture of the album in my Insta story, so you can check that out. Been watching Babylon Berlin on Netflix. Is an amazing foreign TV show. It's beautifully shot. It's really, really fun. Definitely not for kids, but it's really exciting and good. I got through 8 episodes of Love is Blind.
No.
And now I don't care. God bless them. I hope they I kept thinking like, I'm waiting for something to happen. And I'm like, I don't know. I lost interest in it. So all due respect to the Love is Blind fans. Was that?
You watched 8 episodes of that show? I got 10 minutes into that show, and I was like, where are the gay characters?
Yeah. Well, look, there's a lot missing from that show. It's just like, oh, Love is Blind, but everybody's hot, so have a good time. I don't know.
Here's your garbage, internet.
Yeah, right, exactly. Tiger King, infuriating and amazing.
Oh my gosh, we just started that.
Oh, you're in for a wild ride.
Wow.
You're in for a wild ride.
I saw this tweet this morning that was like, I've stopped, what did it say? It was like, I've stopped planning because back in January, had you asked me what I'd be doing in March, locked at home watching, what was it, like a gay murderous tiger trainer or whatever would not have been my answer. So.
Well, I'm just taking my vitamins and watching a gay murderous tiger trainer, and before I knew it, it was the end of April. So I don't know what happened, but we're on the other side of this, and
oh my God,
whatever it takes, we need to put our brains in a jacuzzi right now. Sometimes, I mean,
yeah.
There's a lot we need to do to help, and there's a lot we need to do to call to action, but then there's a lot we need to do for our own personal mental health. I know that, like, truly, like, if you can find a way to just zone out, I think there's very, 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 very important right now to not put pressure on yourself out there. Absolutely. That every minute of your day has to be proactive and doing something, because we're all so used to having a routine. And I think that lack of routine is kind of messing with a lot of us, especially those of us that have relied on those routines for serious mental health. And so, to those of you that are feeling stir crazy and anxious and feeling like you're not getting enough done, or that the future is slipping away from you, just like let yourself be okay watching 8 episodes of crap TV. And it's okay. I've had days where I feel super productive. I've had days where I sit down at the piano and I've been writing and I've been doing, all my emails on time and everything. And then I've had days where I've been absolutely useless. And I've just been kind of paralyzed by anxiety or fear or laziness or whatever it is that this is kind of causing in everybody. And it's okay. It's okay. And on that note, I would also say that there's probably a lot of people who are suffering from depression right now, and that please make an extra big effort to reach out to your friends that you think might be feeling particularly lonely right now and isolated. And if you are one of those people, reach out as well, because there's a lot of people who want to have Zoom cocktail hour, and they want to play Words with Friends with 50 people, and they want to do all kinds of things. There's lots to do out there. And I know it feels like a huge hurdle to take that step, but it's important to do it, because I know a lot of people are suffering right now from this. So
I appreciate you saying that, because I've been reading a lot about the anxiety coming out of this situation, and in a way, our body has this typical flight or fight reaction, and feeling really helpless, locked up inside. We don't feel like we're able to fight something, and
right.
Putting more pressure on yourself, to get really good at baking sourdough or clean every room in your house,
right,
is unreasonable. You don't have to do that. You really have to take care of yourself. And I appreciate that you talked about Zoom cocktail hour, because I just did it with my friends, and it was remarkable how we were like, we could have been doing this the whole time. We could have been connecting with one another more.
Totally. there are some things we should all take after this is done that have reminded us like why it is important to reach out, and like reach out in real ways. Like I think before all this happened, there was a lot of social media connecting in very kind of superfluous and peripheral kind of BS kind of ways. And we're using it now because we really genuinely want to connect.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that we shouldn't lose sight of when this is all said and done, that we should all continue to cultivate those connections and friendships, because it does take work. This situation is forcing us to put in that effort. And that effort shouldn't go away when this is done.
Well, on that note, talking about being connected and coming together, I know you want to close out today with a song for us. So why don't you tell us about it and why, what speaks to you?
Sure. Let me just, I'm gonna prop my iPhone up here. Oh boy. I've got it. For all of you following along at home, I've folded some pajamas, put them on I'm gonna make sure my coaster is holding up the phone.
Yeah, I've been using stacks of
We are
books,
so
but...
DIY right now with all of this. Like I was not prepared for this at all. Like some people have like a huge like YouTube setup at home where they've got like the mic and everything else. I'm such a studio hermit. Like when I'm in studio land, like I go to the studio and I don't leave, and then I come home and then it's like I have a piano and that's it. So we're doing what we can. I thought this would be a particularly meaningful song. I've been singing a lot of classic songs. I've been singing a lot of Paul Simon lately. There's something about Paul Simon songs that just kind of resonate. They've always resonated with me, but especially in hard times, I feel like they resonate. And so this one, I haven't sung it in a long time, so you'll forgive me if I mess up on the keys or miss a lyric. But considering where you and Pete have just ventured off to and into in the last year, and where we're at right now in the world, I felt like this would be a good one. Let us be lovers, we'll marry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my bag, so we bought a pack of cigarettes, Mrs. Wagner pie, and we walked off to look for America. Kathy, I said as we boarded a Greyhound Pittsburgh, Michigan seems like a dream to me now, and it took me 4 days to hitchhike from Saginaw, and I've come to look for America. Laughing on the bus, playing games with the faces. She said the man in the gabardine suit was a spy. I said, be careful, bow tie is really a camera. Toss me a cigarette, I think there's one in my raincoat. Smoked the last one an hour ago. So I looked at the scenery, she read her magazine, and the moon rose over an open field. Kathy, I'm lost, I said, though I knew she was sleeping. I'm empty and I'm aching and I don't know why. Counting the cars on the New Jersey Turnpike, they've all come to look for America.
Thanks, man. That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that with all of us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's been great to talk to you, and nice to see all the lovely comments scrolling in. Somebody said I'm all out of mixers. The struggle is real.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Well, we're all here together. You know, we're all here for one another.
We are.
Well, hey, it's great to see you, and I hope we chat soon. Stay healthy, stay sane.
Absolutely. Lots of love to you and Pete and the family, and to all you watching at home. Stay safe. Like you said earlier in this little broadcast, stay home, especially those of you of a certain age. Don't be heroes out there. Stay home and just be very, very, very careful. Now is not the time to be complacent. We still have a little ways to go. So we want you to be healthy. So please do that. And keep watching people like us and be entertained from the comfort of your...
We'll be your entertainment.
We'll be here.
Thanks, Josh.
Bye, guys. Great. Thanks for having me on.
Take care.